Num num. Science. Oh, I had to move my mouse. Alright. Couldn't think of what else to put, so get science. Well, what were we working on? More of this. I think this one we were saying was basically to refinement mode. Actually, I really on Applejack's head probably needs to be tilted a little bit to her right. Lights. I think I see where I'm going for the look, but I don't think it was pulled off. I think it's just a mouth I need to play with. It's still a little bit awkward. She's confused. But I think actually that helps. If I could shift the head a little bit this way. Nah. I think that should be fine. If I fix the light. Maybe. Actually, since we have this one orange, we can get this one orange. So I think what I need to do here is Spike right now is kind of holding on for dear life, but he's not death gripping it. Like, he doesn't really feel like he's holding on that hard. So there is a lip here, a little bit. You need to get his fingers like curled around these edges. Like even like this finger, I think I can probably pull him back a little bit, because right now he's got his palm, more of his palm touching, when a good grip or a death grip would be probably in the middle of your fingers. And we really need Spike to be in his death grip. Why did that? Select his, oh, the root's over there. I was like, I thought I selected his foot as his default bone. I was like, what? So we'll move him to here. Let's see here. For shoulder, I wonder if I can have this moved up and then arm moved down. Yeah, that looks a little better. We are going to stretch it a bit too. Thought being, he's probably being pulled very hard. So he needs to be holding on for dear life. Okay, that's a little bit more than mid finger. Same thing here, we need to pull this up and bring the left arm down. I'm going to bring that down a little bit extra and then just curve these up. Okay. Now I can extend the fingers to where they need to be. Because my thought is if you're holding on for dear life, you're going to be basically holding on by the end of your fingers here like this, not like this. It's going to be like a barely thing. My weekend was good. It was, I had Friday off, tried to do the DMV, failed because it was MEA weekend. So I'm going to have to try that again. But, actually, that's the middle of the finger right there. Actually, I might just extend these longer. Had friends over on Saturday for board game meet or kind of a board game hangout and stuff. And what did I do Sunday? Oh, Sunday I mounted my TV because I had a TV mount I hadn't used yet, or had to use, and I got LED lights behind it and all this stuff too. So I have a pretty dope setup now. Have that curved, like that. Hello, True Yoshim. What are my thoughts on the finale? I have not actually seen it yet. I was way behind in the series to begin with because I've been lazy. I was like 2 seasons behind, and I just recently caught up to where all I have left is the finale, but I haven't actually seen it yet. I've had time where I can watch 2 or 3 at a time, but I wanted to make sure I had the ability to watch all 3 in a row. So I need to, or I'm planning to watch that within the next week. I have to. I have Cider Fest coming up, and I have a sponsorship with VIP stuff, which I normally don't care about. I'm just supporting the con, but I would do kind of a dick move if you show up to a con talking, and yeah, you can talk to VIPs, and most you can say is, "Well, I see most of your work." So I'm trying to catch up just so I don't feel like an asshole. But I know most of the stuff that happens in the finale anyway, just because of with what happens and because of remembrance. I can't get away from the comments. Well, normally the DMV is not that bad, especially with my off Fridays. I can pop up when there's nothing going on. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty nice. But MEA weekend meant that there was all the kids that were there getting their license with their parents. So, yeah, that didn't work out so hot. Still don't like that very much. I feel like these knuckles, and I think I know how to salvage this. So I'm gonna bend this down even more. Oh, okay, we'll keep that. We'll get the left arm down. No, that is not your left arm. Like this. We'll turn this up, but we'll drop it down a little bit. Maybe, I don't think I really extend it. I don't think you can even see his arm. Yeah, that's fine then. So we'll bring that back up a bit. What I need to do is I need to have this hand flat to the surface. Flat to the surface, and like move it up a bit more. Oh, this is actually hard because his hand is rounded. So if we do this and then do something like that, maybe I can move his hand back now. Might need to trim him down just a little bit more though. No, actually, you know what? I think I had that right. I'm going to move the hand back forward again. I'm going to put it to there. These fingers are going to be put down to that. This thumb's going to be like, I'm trying to get a grip, but I can't. This is a little too far down. That's a little better. It definitely makes it look like he's more of a death grip. Because I would think that he wouldn't really even be able to grapple with his thumbs here, because the thumb wouldn't be able to reach around that edge. Let's spread these out a bit more again. Do you want to have them turned in towards each other though? I think it'll work for that one. Definitely looks better than this one.
Oh.
Well, the schools give you a base to go from, but that's about it. You're still fairly reliant on your parents and stuff to learn otherwise. So you'll get a permit so you can drive with an adult, but besides that, it's you still have to have some of that. So I ended up my father put a lot of time into like parallel parking type stuff, so I did that more than almost anything else. But I wouldn't say that I'm really that good at it now, but when I went in for my test, I aced that shit because it beat it into us essentially. I need to move his hand further back so I can get that knuckle in there. Now I'm going to turn that down so clipping is fine. We're all fleshy, gooey things. We can mold a little bit with their surroundings. Which finger is which? And Michael, actually, since he moved and changed states, he has to, from what I heard at the DMV, he's going to have to do a new written test. Well, you probably have parents and stuff that will help you along, but you just have to go and actually get the formal education from somewhere else. I mean, some kid here might be fine with what they learned in school, but to me, driving is not about school learning or being told what to do. It's just about doing it and learning as you go. Finger seems exceptionally fat. But oh, I wonder if I move these in on the other one. A bit more. I was considering too, while I'm finishing this, trying to find something that I can make that's like an actual super short, to just get something out so I'm not in a dry spell for too much longer, because I have a feeling this is still going to take a while. It's only like, well, actually that's 40 seconds. Ugh. But something that's just like 8 seconds long. Based on something I saw yesterday, I kind of considered taking another little bit from Spaceballs and using that for fun. Almost any scene from that you could pull like 5 seconds and make it entertaining. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for hands. Yeah, I already did that one. Well, it was actually from, because I've been going through fanfics, because I need stuff for a bad fanfic panel coming up, and we have a lot of them already. So I mean, we have 10 in this folder. There's 7, so 17. Another 4. Well, kind of 3 technically. So there's like 7. Yeah, there's like 20 something. So we need, but we've read a lot of them before. We get. Oh, well, it's not even about reading. With a lot of the fanfics, it's when it comes to a public reading of a fanfic, it's about how quickly can you engage somebody and be entertaining. So there's some fics that had a really funny and great way it was written to the end, but there was a lot of fluff. And when you're in a panel, you can't have fluff. It has to be a lot of constant jokes and along the way. And so usually it's like reading the first 3 paragraphs. And for one, if it's 3 paragraphs, it probably isn't going to be one to use either, because it means that the narrator's just reading everything for a while. So for instance, I'll just grab one here. So Nightmare Moon, prettiest pic. That's the picture for it. It starts out with because narrator's in gray. Narrator, but otherwise there's a lot of dialogue right away. That's a plus. It goes right into people talking. Though technically this probably had a lot more fluff, but I cut a lot of it out. Yeah, so this one went right into just some funny, goofy phrases to go back and forth. So right away it was able to grab people, be entertaining, and would work all the way through. You can have some dry spells in between, but it needs to at least catch at the beginning. And so this one wasn't very long. It was like probably about 1,000 words. It was funny. But then there's other ones where you're going through and it's like 3 paragraphs of narration to even build up to the scene. No, I don't need that. So normally the ones that are funny are the ones that they don't have one single punchline. They have lots of little jokes along the way. Because when you're presenting it, you can be funny and engaging and everything as you're going. And usually we improv stuff during it and all that. So that's where you get some of the extra little goofs along the way. But if you're not allowing people to, like for instance, we had the one at MLP MSP that didn't go so well, where we were asking people to choose accents for people to use. It actually worked really well. Adam, for one of them, was given Adam the Amazing was given a Jamaican accent to do, and he went and pulled up on his phone like Jamaican phrases and was just saying things that we had no idea what he was saying, but it fit perfect, and he was doing a great job, so it was really funny. But then we had like the Last Night Pinkie Pie Exploded, which is a purely there's no narration, it's pure dialogue, and it was between actually Michael or Teo as a clown and another person doing monotone, and this just dragged on. So while it's great having the back and forth, it almost goes too long. It has a lot of funny things in between, but it's just small giggles. So this one actually, I was going to put into retire. They're the ones that I don't think worked very good, or we just used too much. Marmite, we actually brought Marmite, and drunk people decided to share it with the crowd, which we're not supposed to do, and so I don't do that one again. But it's a lot of fun, but I need fresh meat. And it's just a lot of content to go through. I think last night I went through about 40 fics, and I got yeah, I've got 3 here. No. Yeah, I've got 3. 2 of them I think will work. 1 of them I don't think will work, but I'm holding it on the side because I think with a rewrite it might. And then I'm just kept a list of where I was. I just start from the newest 1,500 words random with a tag and go from there. Like I said, some of them, you open it up, you read the first paragraph, and you're like, this isn't going to work. One of the funnest ones we ever did was Celestia Robs a Bank. And this was fun just because it was written by Ira Legaman. Can't remember how to pronounce the first name, but at Winnie City, I think the year before last. And that's when we used it. And so I went to go state, like, you know, this is the story we're reading, and somebody in the back of the room says, what was the name of the story again? Repeated it. And they're like, was it written by this person? I'm like, yeah. And is like, that's me. And so the author of the story was actually in the room. And he was super excited. So that was fun. Guy had to come up and actually read his story with it. I did some edits to it for certain parts to make it work better out loud. I guess he had actually edited the story to make it takes those edits into account too. So it was just fun. That was like a super cool panel, just that the author was actually in the room with us. So I don't know if I'll have time for it this time too, but I also like doing pictures, so that like having Celestia Robs a Bank. And then like in the middle of it, they talk about her having an ID that says Sunny D, so I made that. That actually took me a while, but it's a reference to McLovin from Super Troopers. So what was the if you haven't seen the movie before, this is the ID. So I thought it turned out pretty close to matching, so I'm proud of it. I don't think, I didn't put her signature on there actually. So yeah, the fanfics panel is fun, but it's just about getting getting the right fix to make it work, and not all of them work. Some of the ones I think will work don't. Some of these we actually had where, like this one, Please Kill Me. So this one is about Twilight trying to die or wanting to die but can't because she's an alicorn, and she's tried multiple times to try to kill herself and wanted Celestia to just blow her up. So, but at the end of the story, she ends up jumping out of a window to try to end herself. So I ended up grabbing this from YouTube. Oh, hold on, the audio is not playing right. There we go. If you have never seen this, Friendship Was Magic, I think is what it's called. But the whole thing is just her going to fall, and then at the end here, yeah. So it's just a fun way to end it. Just because why not? So we've had other ones where I tried to do some gimmick. If it was just the picture. Yeah, Ponyville declares independence. This one took me hours to edit. Yeah, and sometimes I throw in gimmicks because I want to see if I can catch people. So to get, because during the first time we've ever done a panel, I tried to bait somebody into asking a question. And it didn't work, but I was able to get people to ask other questions. So I used that information to help bait them into asking those questions again later. And this is one, sadly, that they didn't fall for the bait on. So I put this, and I think during the panel, and I tried to make a note of it, that I was saying that it's all domain 6. And so in here, I mean, maybe it's because that's Spitfire and it looks like Applejack. But for the most part, this is supposed to be that there's no Applejack. And I wanted somebody to ask, well, where's Applejack? And be like, well, she's in the background. And then have it be, oh, I gotta close it. And then open up this one. But nobody did. And because of that, I don't want to just play out on my own joke then. So I don't show it. Then the whole joke goes without actually being shown. But for instance, we had the one, this one, Twilight's Starling overacts to everything. And what I learned from before was that if I had more than one picture in a folder, people will ask what the other ones were. And so it's supposed to be that she overacts to everything, and then you start with that. And then it'd be like, oh, nope, that's the wrong one. I think it's number 2. And then I'd open up number 2, and it'd be like, no, wait, nope, it's not that one. And so it'd be number 3, and that's the correct one. Well, then I knew somebody would ask, well, what's number 4? And so I would go open up number 4, and it would be that. Hello.
Hello.
So, it's good times. How is things?
Things are good. Oh. Oh, Blur. How's Spike doing? He doesn't look good.
He toot.
He does look
And it made cloud.
That's how clouds are made.
Dragon farts?
Just in general farts.
General farts?
Just regular farts. It's raining farts on us all the time.
Little droplets of farts.
Yes.
Concentrated farts.
Now you know. Knowing is half the battle.
I'm trying to decide if I want to have Spike like bouncing on this or partially let go.
Like get it let go and then grab back on for like a sec.
No, because right now he's kind of holding on. I can either have him let go for a second and then kind of hang there, but if I do, I feel like for the length of video, the length of time this is, it would not be enough time to have him let go, do something, and then grab hold again. This feels only 3 seconds.
You might go to kind of deal where.
Yeah. So but I thought instead about having it where he starts with one hand for like 2 seconds and then goes to grab on.
The fact that he's holding on with 2 hands is impressive. If he held on with a single hand, he's a super being. Well, he's already a super being, but he's double super being. I know it's cartoon, but still.
Yeah, it's cartoon.
Trying to rationalize the physics of a small dragon on the side of a rocket, traveling probably 4 times the speed of sound.
So I mean, like, what is she doing here?
That's science magic.
Science magic. That's you insulted both sides here. It's not science. It's not magic.
It's science magic. We've already accepted that the unicorn does science.
Okay, so if Spike were to... can I put a rig on him now?
You could have him climbing into the rocket. That would make sense for when he pops up as a dog later.
No, because then I would have to not show him being pushed back at all.
That's true.
Otherwise, it'd be like, oh, wow, this is so strong, so hard. If only I had these amazingly strong muscles.
I mean, it's spikes.
Well, yeah, well, that's later.
Wait a minute. You watched the finale?
It's the internet. If you think I can shy away from the internet.
Turn it all off. Hide in a rock.
Let's see if I am able to rig a spike. Huh. That did not...
Oh, no.
It did not go the way I wanted it to. Is there another spike rig? Not that I'm seeing.
Any Did you eat yet?
Just some chips for now. I wasn't super hungry.
I was gonna say.
Just a lot of leftovers.
Ribs. Oh, that's a cute rainbow.
I
guess it's
need
probably
to
some of those.
find spike. Actually, I need to find the spike I'm using, but
Well, don't you already have that spike?
I need to find his rig. And the easiest way to find a rig is by looking for the model. She blep.
No, it's so cute, Philly Tempest.
And then she's also ready to murder.
I'm hoping she'll be in the next movie.
There's Spike.
That Doge Spike.
Doge Spike. It's better than Dog Spike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I was half looking for Spike there. I thought there was an updated one, like, not so long ago.
Seems like they keep updating them.
Oh yeah, because people learn new things and then they update it, and then it doesn't. They're barely backwards compatible. So people work on stuff for a year, and then they update again, and then they're barely backwards compatible again.
Pirate Jack.
I can't remember what the
Rainbow
picture.
Dash is.
There we go. Spike when he had a beer belly instead of muscles.
See, that's what happens when the internet goes too far.
I saw a Spike. My brain triggered Spike. There's a Spike, but oh, that's Battle Spike.
many times does the can banking suit been made at this point?
It's hot.
You said it.
That's the only thing I can think of. I had to have passed it. I'm pretty sure it's Bearded Doom guy, and well, that's by him, but I need to have his link.
He was still making models, and that's a real new character.
He still kind of does. No, he didn't make. He I think started it, but somebody else posted it. Spike, what are you?
Battle Spike.
I don't want Battle Spike. Yon.
All that smolder, except they show Spike.
Yeah, but they might link the model. No, they didn't. Damn.
No, what's that?
There's again Spike. Oh, there we go. Spike the Dragon, Bearded Doom guy. Okay, but I don't know if this is the version that I have. Come on. Spike is too much. What is going on in this picture? I don't know.
Oh, you fell asleep while holding the Murray. Wait, that one has wings. Yours doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Your Spike is classic Spike.
Because a lot of these is they just added more some new functionality, but it doesn't mean that they. Oh, is it the anim set folder? Is that why I missed it? Oh, that's just the other Spike. Let's try a new Spike. No, it didn't work either. But it could be too just something with the positioning is just making it so he doesn't work. Though, let's see, what is the name of? Did I close that? Yeah, I think. No, I didn't. I just moved. New Spike. Okay, good. It's called New Spike. Which means I can download it. I don't want to download a well, that's fine. Okay. I don't want to download a model that overrides a model that I'm using because then it would just destroy what I'm doing. So let's check. So we have New Spike. It's got different jowls. It's got eyebrows now. Can you scream better? That is my only curiosity.
Looks smoother too. Polys. It's like a completely rebuilt model.
Depends. All the current walking everything I have for him probably doesn't work. Which is one of the reasons that I tend not to jump to new models. He does seem a little bit more accurate in some regards. But it's like, see, his tail is pre-bent.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to pull it, then you get this. So it works. It works for it sitting in the position it's normally in, but besides that, it's going to have its problems. His tail is straight out, which allows me to do that positioning more. This one would actually have, yeah, if it wanted to go straight out like that, it would look like that. But his has an issue where that little bit doesn't connect right. So it really just depends on what you're doing. A lot of these models are built to look great standing still, but then they have difficulties when they're not. But if I were to, or take this Spike. Yep, as I thought.
What have you done?
So all the bones might be in the same position, but they're all rotated, or their axis that is sitting at a home position 90-degree bent. So they're all physically where they need to be, but they're all now rotated incorrectly.
And looks like Bearded Doom guy started fresh with this spike.
But there's so many models that are like that, and that's why I tend to just stick with older models now. Because I love reusing my animation, but if I want to reuse animation, I have two options. I either have to go and recreate stuff, which screw that, or I have to map each bone to each bone so that it can map its rotations correctly. And I've done that with stuff, but it's just an annoying hiccup step. And for a lot of it was like, here's an updated model, and it was just adding little things that had no effect on what I was doing. So I'm like, whatever, I'll stick with what I got. So for now, I'm going to stick with this spike because I'm lazy. But because of that, I do not have a rig that I can work with, which makes it a little bit harder. Actually, it's going to make it quite a bit harder. I swear he had a working rig, but I think that was the one model before this one.
Can't help but I feel I remember me complaining that he doesn't have a rig.
No, he did, actually. The one version of him did, but they might have removed the old one.
I'm sure they got wingless spikes somewhere.
Well, no, the other one you could probably just shut the things off. Yeah, I can just go, bam, wings are off. But I do keep backups of models. I K-rig for Spike. Oh, it's 2-spine. Let me check if that one works. It didn't. Actually, let me check on a fresh opening of it.
There's this one made by him that doesn't have one. It's on Pony's SFM.
I have it's all downloaded. I have every zip file I've ever downloaded. I have, and I just found 2 different versions of Spike on my hard drive.
Good.
So.
Yeah, take the Torter.
I know I have him too. I've used him in a blooper and a video. Maybe even one more.
Where is Torter?
Oh, still won't load. So yeah, that was biped valve 2-spine. And this new spike, which I already tried, and then that spike doesn't work either. Unless one of these random simple ones works, but probably not. Nope. Okay, so I will just have to deal without. It would just make things a lot easier. Anyway. You know what, with all the complexity of some of these moves, I have a feeling that it's not going to work. His shoulder does not want to be bent like that. I can't do anything about that because I don't have a neck.
Pretty sure I know how Spike gets so buff to survive at Twilight. It's a heck of a workout.
Okay, now to see how this doesn't merge. Where's the other ears? No. What part of you is flopping? There we go.
Weird to think of those things as ears. They're like accessories.
She looks better than I thought. Yeah, actually, that might work, because it is a little bit broken right here. His arm is, so when it goes to swing around, but that's actually pretty easy to fix. You just grab here, and you say like that. That, and then imply that his hand is probably gonna pull a little bit up forward.
Spike seems to be having a rough day.
He's having a rough life.
think I was gonna think about the movie.
They just had the finale in the last week.
Yeah. I'm starving for more horse.
Fandom's been around for 7 years, and you can't wait 7 days?
What's been around 7 years?
The fandom.
Oh. Yes. I need my fix, man. Type in My Little Pony movie 2 and it gives me Rainbow or Rainbow Rock. That's not what I'm talking about. It's totally different. I don't know like that one.
Well, I guess for you it's been over for months because you went and spoiled it for yourself.
You can't spoil something by watching it ahead of time. That's not how that works.
You chose to binge watch all the new ones instead of spacing it out.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not spoiling, it's just watching it earlier. Spoiling would be like getting tidbits, but not the whole thing, really.
You didn't do any tidbits?
No. I watched them as soon as I could. As soon as they existed, I was like, where is it? Where is it? Best way to avoid spoiling it for yourself is to
Spoil it for yourself.
watch it ahead as soon as it is.
Spoil it for yourself before other people spoil it for you.
It's not spoiling, it's watching it. It's not the same. Wow. The worldwide total of the first My Little Pony movie was $61.3 million on a budget of $6.5 million. I'd call that a success. There's the 61.3. Yeah, it made 10 times its money back.
You had to do the math for 10 times the money?
Well, it wasn't exactly 10 times.
But you rounded it afterwards.
Yes, it did.
So what?
It's a pretty successful film.
Depends on whether or not their goal was to make that much or not. If your goal is to make 15 times as much and you don't, then technically it's still a failure.
Nah, I think that's not so much a failure. It's just them just having unrealistic expectations.
That's business.
Well, they're making another one, so it couldn't have been too bad, and they got Paramount backing it this time. Which is much bigger than their last backer, which was Lionsgate.
So you're saying Lionsgate did a bad job?
I'm saying Lionsgate isn't nearly as big as a production company. It doesn't have as many resources to bear.
Doesn't mean that they're going to utilize all the resources, though.
No. It is true. But there's the potential for more.
So you're saying like, oh, the first one was great. I'm glad they're changing things.
I'm just saying they got bigger pockets they're reaching into right now. Lionsgate was stubborn. If I remember correctly, their first script they had to throw out completely because Lionsgate was afraid people who didn't watch the show wouldn't be able to follow.
But that was that Lionsgate that made that decision?
Yeah. Like Hasbro had a script, or DHX had a script, and Hasbro was like thumbs up, and then Lionsgate looked at it and was like, yeah, people who haven't seen the show won't be able to follow. So they had to throw it out and start over. So maybe not that it ended up being a great movie.
Well, maybe they were right, and what ended up being what it would have been wouldn't have been as good as what it was.
You never know.
But you're just implying that it would be.
No, I'm saying...
Okay, so then you're saying they made a worse movie.
I'm saying that I understand why they might change publishers.
It might be because after the success of the first one, that Lionsgate wanted more money and Paramount offered less. Which means that there's a smaller budget.
You can play your voodoo at me. I am optimistic. Whatever it is, it sounds like it's going to be something to draw Gen 4 and Gen 5 together.
It's going to be about how Twilight's friends all die.
I mean, isn't why they will. I think that's part of why a lot of people didn't like the finale. They don't like to think about mortality. Especially the mortality of their waifus. Like singing the song.
He's singing Into Darkness.
Yes.
This is the song that's playing.
I'm singing to the brain. I'm singing to the brain. Focus off.
It's his pointer finger.
He only has 4. I don't know which is his flicking off.
The middle one! He's got 3
He
fingers!
doesn't have a middle finger!
This is a thumb!
Uh-huh.
Then he has 3 fingers. What's the middle of 3?
One of those two.
Fuck you, Michael! See, this is why your parents tell you not to point. Because you're just secretly flicking people off.
What was it that I couldn't do in England that was flicking somebody off? Yeah, that.
The peace sign. But I think it matters between this and this.
Like,
I think it was this. You can't.
If you have your hand backwards.
Yeah, you can't. If this I think is okay. This is bad.
This is flicking somebody off in England. Here it just means nothing really.
He does. One of us says correct.
Correct. Yeah, I remember when I went over to England, I was like, Declan, what does this mean? He's like, stop that. I just like screw with him. It's like peace border blah. It's border blah from England. I can't remember.
Is it Glasgow or not far from?
Huh? Glasgow?
I remember hearing the term.
Glasgow's in Scotland. It's part of the UK. Is that where he's from?
We should start to trigger in regards to what UK is compared to England, compared to... Oh, you were in Glasgow last week. That's what I remember hearing.
So you're from the UK? Or were you just visiting? Because I've been to Glasgow. It's quite nice. I had some haggis.
He lives in Scotland.
You live in Scotland. Okay. I've been there.
That's part of England, right?
He's starting to fight. I was happy. I walked the cities of Glasgow, drunk off my ass, not really knowing where to go. It was a good time.
You were a good time.
It was a good time.
I knew England was the wrong one. Because it's I can't remember exactly, because it was England, I believe, was the one of the four that was broken, of like Northern Ireland, Ireland, England, and Scotland. Is it? I can't remember.
It's Wales, England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. And they could be UK.
Okay. Oh yeah, and okay, I'm thinking Ireland. Ireland is its own country. Northern Ireland is.
Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Which just makes no sense.
No, wars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I had wrong. I was like, there's one in there that shouldn't have been, and it was Ireland. So.
It was funny. I was talking to Declan though, and he's like, "I'm like, there's Scotland, Northern Ireland, and England." He's like, "What about Wales?" I'm like, "Declan, Wales is just part of England," and he's like, "Yeah." Of course, he was English, so he's not wrong. This is a small add-on. I went to Brony Scott one year in Glasgow. It was a lot of fun. Small con, but it was enjoyable.
So Cider Fest.
Well, this is smaller than any con I've been to in the U.S. It couldn't have been more than 100 people. It's a small city, I guess, but it's got a lot going on for it. I mean, Venice was smaller. I've been to Venice recently. But Venice is a cool city. It's kind of sinking. You can literally just walk Venice and get to see the whole thing in a day.
Hello, Tyria, dude. For recapping, if you're talking about video, there's not that much. I've just been kind of working on Spike, doing his little flip to get into thing. Which is turning out way better than I was expecting.
It is looking good. Like, I get the little kick beforehand where you get, like, the...
Well, how do you build momentum?
Well, you think about that kind of stuff. That's what's good about it. The eye is wreck. But that is easily rectified. I think the one thing I liked about Glasgow was how easy the underground is there. It's just a loop. And you can pretty much get to any part of the city, like, within 10-15 minutes. I felt like that was fairly impressive. Yeah, you don't really need a car if you live in that city. You can get anywhere by that thing. And it was only like £2 to use it for the day. It was super cheap. Or was it £5? It was cheap, whichever it was. A lot cheaper than renting a car. That's for sure. No, I've been to London. London, I would have not been able to figure out their underground unless I was with my friend Declan, because he lived in London for years, so he knew how to get from place to place through the stations. But it's a mess by comparison. Yeah, I would have never found my way around without his help. It is the world's oldest underground.
That makes sense why it was
A mess.
yeah, it's patches on top of patches on top of fixes on top of everything.
What gets me is it initially ran all the trains in the underground ran on coal. Can you imagine? Freaking coal-powered trains underground. The air had to be near unbreathable at the time.
Well, that's London.
Yeah. Get used to it.
What was it? They even had believed for decades that the only reason they got sick was because the air was bad.
Yeah, asthma.
It was that they didn't believe that them throwing shit on the streets and in the water supply was causing problems. No, bad air.
Bad air. No, I get that they had some ventilation slots to let the smoke out, but still, that stuff had to linger. Can't imagine what it was like. The air had to have been just filthy in the underground back when they used steam trains. And but it still is impressive. It was a pretty impressive feat for its time. Today, like, underground systems are pretty common, but
yeah, but they're common, but they're good in places that implemented it when things were well known, but they learned from the mistakes of the places that implemented it first, like them.
Yeah, and they definitely were first. Did it? The loop? Glasgow's is just super simple. You can get on anywhere and you'll get anywhere you need to be. You don't, like, there's just two trains that go around the loop in two different directions. And yeah, you get on the wrong one, they're going in the wrong direction, but eventually it'll get you to where you're going. You just gotta wait longer. I did the walkways to actually get to the trains in the loop in Glasgow. I admit were very narrow and a little concerning how narrow they were, but Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are falling onto the tracks. It seems okay. Definitely be hard passing.
Let's see if they can work that in.
I've seen pictures of China and Japan's public transportation system. The problem there is that they're just overtaxed. But I'm sure both of those countries are working hard to expand their infrastructure. It's just that, especially in China's case, they've only started even building any kind of modern infrastructure over the last 50 years. And it's a very big country. So they're doing a lot of catching up. Yeah, I admit I was very impressed by the rail lines, the regular trains in the UK. Got on one of those, it was just wonderful. You had your own table, charging stations for phones and laptops, and you could get up and there was a bar on the train where you get like cider, beer, and snacks. It was one of the most relaxing, enjoyable train rides, easily.
Well, all other train rides have probably been Amtrak.
Yeah, well, in the United States, yeah, it's been essentially a bus on a track.
Well, this is much better than... It's like going to a restaurant in America when all you ate in your country was out of a toilet.
Wow, what a rousing bit of
Amtrak is shit.
promotion for the U.S. train lines. But yeah, Amtrak is shit. The buses are worse. I stopped taking the buses. I had a bad experience. Besides, like, sleeping in terminals overnight, trying to get bus connections. I mean, maybe? I don't know. Maybe the train was fancy. I took it all the way from southern England to Glasgow. So it was a long train ride, so the bar was nice. I don't remember who it was. I think I do remember it being Virgin, actually.
What?
The train.
Oh.
It's coming.
I got in that train and I knew in an instant this train was a virgin. How old is this train? Well, it's been in service for only 3 years. Damn!
It's probably already been through many tunnels. Not a virgin.
Yeah, then it wouldn't be a virgin.
Yeah, no.
Virgin's business model is really poor because they only can run the trains once.
Yes. Throw it out. It's not a virgin train no more. Ah. I mean, it wasn't anything super special. I mean, there was basically a store on the train. It was nice. Get drinks and soda and snacks. Kind of feels like...
Well, probably because of the size of the country, the trains there used much more often than they are here.
Well, the whole public transportation system is...
Pendolino.
It's better funded. It has government funding. It doesn't rely on for-profit businesses. Solely, anyways.
But Amtrak's whole business model works great.
Oh, Amtrak's whole business model is, can we get most of the people there safely so that we can make a profit? We don't care about their comfort or their general well-being, just as long as they get there alive and keep paying us money. We will cram them in like sardines, even though no one takes the train because the service is shit. I mean, I can't help but feel like people would take Amtrak more if the trains were nicer. I mean, that's what the theaters figured out. Like, well, people don't like coming to the theater anymore because their home entertainment systems are so nice. Let's make things here nicer so that more people actually use us.
Well, I like having, I mean, you can have a home theater, but unless you have a full, big setup and a very expensive setup, like even the stuff I have here, I'd rather still go to a movie theater for a lot of things. It's not for the comfort of it, but it's just a fun atmosphere. It's fun going to a movie. And so, yeah, imagine the ones we go to tend to be a lot nicer than they used to be, where it was like current airplanes, where they decided to try to squeeze how many seats you could. And then people are like, well, I'm just going to go buy my own TV. No, come. We have electronic seats.
Seat warmers. Ooh, recliners. Like, the theater back home in Kentucky, they were heated seats, plus being recliners. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy how the theater industry's evolved over the last 10 years in the United States. I don't know if it's happening in England, but it used to be how many seats we can put into this area to fit as many people as possible, and then it became, okay, how comfortable can we make the people who come to watch the movies here? It became heated seats and recliners, and some theaters had like VIP sections where they would actually serve drinks and food while you watch the movie. It got really nice. Yes. The cinema. Silly Scott.
But to them, the theater is where they go for the opera.
Yes.
They go and the ladies, let's sing and kick the air. Look, she kicked way higher than that one.
Well, that's the thing. They were in kind of a decline here, too, and then they kind of changed their business models, and it worked. They figured if people aren't uncomfortable watching our movies, they might actually come to watch them.
Yeah, I'd say like 6 to 8 years ago was when they were like getting their ass kicked, and then in the last couple of years, they've definitely rebounded. It's one of the few success stories with, I would think, for something like that.
Yeah, well, that was the biggest problem, and the theaters just figured it out, is people didn't want to... Because I remember the old theater seats. They were uncomfortable, they were broken half the time. You were crammed in, like, you never had... It was always a fight for half an armrest, sometimes with a stranger, and then nobody got the armrest.
Yeah.
You were just uncomfortable all the time.
But now there's nowhere near as many seats, so they charge just as much. But now I think because of, like, Imagine has... The tickets are still reasonably priced and their food's average, but they have a bar that charges outrageous prices because we're like, booze at a movie! And
Booze at a movie is nice.
If people want to pay for booze at a movie, sure.
Yeah.
That's not a... I only wish it was cheaper because it's the closest bar to my house, or the apartment when we were there.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go to a bar, the closest place was the movie theater. Yeah.
You guys had a liquor store right there too, didn't you? Well, you did, but you never went to it.
Yeah, it was it was the Russian liquor store with Boris.
Yeah.
Boris was the cat.
Boris, he was the boss.
Well, Kyle just misinterpreted what his name was. Kyle originally thought his name was Boss because his name was Boris. Oh. And so he thought he said boss, and...
I see.
But yeah, the cat just like lays in the middle of the liquor.
Guess it's fine as long as there's no like food.
Nope, because that's where the sun was, which doesn't seem like the greatest plan for booze to be in the sun either. But it was fruity liquors.
Twilight does not love Spike. Confirmed.
Did I get rid of the brain? No, I did not. It was there.
That one episode where he tells Twilight, "You're not my real parent," or whatever, and her Wilbor's heart breaks. I got legit sad. Like Spiky asshole.
Well, he didn't mean it as a bad thing, but...
I mean... Seriously, you're not my real mom. Gosh. Little pony heart. So sad.
No, it's even smaller.
£10 for like a large popcorn? Like, it's expensive here too, but not quite that expensive. Look at the theater.
No, if you go for like the biggest popcorn there, it's like $8, I thought. But that's a big fucking popcorn.
Yeah, you can generally get like a refill.
Yeah, those ones come with refills, but how many times do you go for refills at a movie theater?
No, almost never. I think maybe once in my entire life if we had to refill a large popcorn. Because if you get sick of popcorn,
We used to do it sometimes because at the theater by us, if you time it right, and it's only sells for a very short time, you could buy a milk bucket with the theaters. They said the year and
milk bucket,
or not a milk bucket, ice cream bucket, like the big gallon bucket ones.
Yeah.
And you would get it for like $20, and it would come with a fill of popcorn. And anytime you went to the theater, you could get it filled back up for like $2.
Oh.
And for the 1 year, it had the year printed on it, but they only sold them for a very small period of time.
I did watch this one thing where this super cheap guy like pulled the large soda and the large popcorn out of the trash can because they're free refills on large soda and large popcorn, and then just washed them out in the bathroom and then took them up to the counter to get the refills. That's pretty nasty. Ew, indeed. If you're that cheap, just stay home. Well, that's why I washed them all in the bathroom. You just have to lick off something sticky. It's the only way to remove it.
Damn.
That is gross. I want to drink some of that whiskey, man. But on an empty stomach, it'd probably be a bad idea.
Go have food.
I'm not gonna have whiskey.
Go have food.
I want to watch you stream. I can't eat ribs and watch you stream.
Any type of churn I do is not going to work out very hot because it's going to be churning right back. I really wish I would have been able to finish the one from this that's playing from the song now, but that would have never finished. Oh, finish off the wine.
Yeah, I'm finishing off the wine. Got some wine while I was in Italy. It's tasty. Oh, good. Maybe whiskey and like a barbecue sauce. That would actually be pretty good.
Don't they mix bourbon with?
Yeah, but they cook it out in like the pre-bottled stuff. Like it's just the flavor that gets left behind.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of it.
No, you gotta not cook it out. You gotta mix it in and not cook it out.
I'm not gonna get drunk on my meat.
Yes! Like a proper rum cake, you put the rum in the glaze so you don't cook it out.
But you put it in both.
Like if you put it in the cake, it's just gonna cook it out. You gotta put it in the glaze.
You know what's even better?
Mm.
Just drink the fucking alcohol. Why do you gotta put it in shit?
Yeah, well, toffee's good just in general.
Yeah, toffee's one of those that I did not like when I was younger, but I'm much a fan of it now. So actually, I did not think this only took like a little over an hour really to put together. That was actually pretty good. Do I need to animate him early? Not really. Oh no, his tail's moving, so the rest of them just can sit still. You know what, actually? I'm going to take all of Spike, except for face, head, and we're going to say, at this point, and no tail, no ears. Oh, that's fine. Okay. And I'm just going to pick a point right here. I'm just going to ahead that a little bit. There we go. Adds a little bit of motion for free. Okay, not much, but you can see the footsies. The beans.
Dragon beans. There you go, dragons. Doctor Who's is along for the right. He's having a good old time. He's thinking to himself
He's
right now.
kind of along for the ride.
He's like, this sucks. I have no sense of what's going on. It's just a black void.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get this one done right. Oh, actually, that doesn't look too bad. This is so much easier to do without the actual shit moving.
Trick of the camera. Little trick of the camera. Got everything else moving except the rocket.
Yeah, and it makes this part I think would look like shit if it was.
Hello, Doodoo team.
Hello, Doodoo. Haven't seen you in a while. I think I'm just gonna have to, because it technically kicks out here, so this would be this direction. Yeah, there we go. I think I just gotta go further over this direction before doing it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't think it actually is visible, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where's your right hand? There it is.
Oh, it's a heart.
Actually, his fingers, just in general, should probably be closer to those are. But I'm not going to notice any motion in the fingers, so. Maybe. Could probably notice him a little bit here. Okay. Very minor, but I think it's hard to tell now, but with a render, you probably would tell the difference.
Oh, you got Applejack looking up now.
Oh yeah, she gets...
Yeah, man, she got no oof. She go oof. Like how they got the delay on Big Mac. It's like, no.
Look at the amazing animation skills that I have for this too.
And it was wonderful. I gotta love it. So it was like, oof. What you say? Ooh, that you only meant well because you did what you say. For the best. He's so sad. Or maybe he's happy.
Why were you even attempting to hit that pitch if you couldn't even get between 3 octaves of it?
I wasn't attempting it. If I attempted it right now, I would have failed.
He goes. Oh, I went too slow.
Ego floop.
Bye, Big Mac. He's setting. Ah, yes. The setting of the Big Mac.
The setting of the sun. 2 other dead horses. Turns it in. This is how you plan a Big Mac. And you grow at McDonald's. Oh, he's looking so sad. What?
So you gotta turn that smile upside down.
Oh, now he's happy again. Yay.
Scan. That's the Applejack.
100% happy. He's more apple than mad now. Hello, Kelchan.
Kelchan, it's morning. It's 7:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
Get on America time.
Mm-hmm. How is Japan faring? for you, Kill-Chan.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
But no, give it like a week and a half and we'll be back in normal time for half a year.
I don't know. I've been very indifferent about daylight savings time. It feels like one of those things that I can just kind of go meh at.
I believe it is a 100% stupid thing that should be gotten rid of. But
if it stays, meh. If it goes away, meh. That is where I'm at. I do hate having to wake up an hour early, earlier in the spring, but I do love the fall where you get the extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, but in the spring you lose it.
I know, that's why the spring sucks.
You don't gain an extra hour of sleep. If you set your alarm in the morning, you probably set it for your normal time. And you're probably just going to wake up before your alarm. You're not going to sleep as well. Most people actually lose sleep because of this stuff. You feel like you gain time, but you don't.
I gotta wake up an hour.
The only nice thing is that even whether you gain sleep or not, it happens during a convention this time, so we gain an hour of convention. So in a way, I'm okay with it this year.
Oh, so now we're pro daylight savings.
This year.
What a swing.
After this year, fuck daylight savings time. I feel like...
Are you anywhere near draft, or is he like on the other side of the country?
You know, floodplain? I think they are, except this building.
Or do you not even know? I guess we'd be the other.
Or care.
I would be a little interested if I had a mutual friend.
How well does he know draft?
I don't know. I don't know him that well, and I'd go to see him.
Hey, Blurterbot, do you go hang with Declan?
He doesn't know Declan at all. Kelton knows draft a little bit, doesn't he?
Maybe by name?
Like...
That's exactly the response you're supposed to give, Blurterbot. Good job. Yeah, see, he doesn't know. He's question marks.
Oh, you know, in the final draft.
Just because you live a life doesn't mean everybody else knows yours.
Well, I hardly know draft, and I'd still do it.
You just call some random number in Kentucky. Can you go check up on my mom? Your mom? Who's your mom? You know my mom! She lives in Kentucky!
Yeah!
You're supposed to know this.
Final draft, he ran cons for a while.
He did more than that. He ran like a couple of cons. His biggest thing was Ever Free Radio.
Yeah.
That was his thing. Cons were a thing that happened kind of afterwards.
I'm gonna keep drinking my wine.
Yeah, but that's your mom's his mom.
What?
You didn't know
Hello,
that?
brother.
You're... Well, you've heard of him, so you should go totally hang out, according to Michael. Actually, Draft would probably be like, fellow American, let's get pizza.
Let's get pizza. That'd be it, too. I'm looking forward to him to moving back here next year. For goods.
Yeah, he's been in Japan for like 2 years. He teaches English.
Oh, it was longer than that.
I thought he's on his second year of his contract.
I don't like it's third or fourth.
No. If he might be maybe through his second year, but he's not through the full one. But I don't remember what part of Japan he's in. Like, starts with a K, which probably narrows it down to like half the cities in Japan.
You know, like Kyoto is the only city that I think.
No, but it's not. It's not Kyoto.
Yeah, I've been reading these tweets for a while now. I keep seeing. It seems like the school he's been working at has been kind of pushing him to go home for at least a year now. They're not going to tell him outright to go home because that's apparently not how they work. But they just kind of like, don't you miss home? You should go home. Kind of like attitude. Oh, you have to get out of this here as long as you want. But don't you miss home?
What's a pony to load? Not Derpy.
Oh, come on! Why not Derpy?
I can put her in there somewhere, but I need to have ones at the front, and gray is not going to be the best color to have at the front.
Derpy!
Okay.
Yay! I knew we were friends. That's a bazooka.
It's called Derpy.
Why is he called Derpy?
Because it doesn't shoot straight.
Oh, poor Derpy. Derpy soldier. Yes! He's ready for combat. All the Derpies. Oh, she's action Derpy. Oh. Yay. I'm happy.
I didn't know these had bones.
Yay! This video just got so much better.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't have to, it's Derpy. I was half expecting to come back to find her on fire or something, but this is better.
No, that's better.
No. Distinct lack of Derpy.
I was hoping for somebody with
What? Berry Punch.
Bubbleberry.
Oh, that's Rule 63 Pinkie Pie.
No.
It's on your computer.
I don't even know why I have it.
I don't even remember.
Cherry Berry Berry Punch.
No, it's not Derpy.
No, I wanted purple. It better offset the colors on the on the shot if I go with purple.
So you wanted a crappy
Why
horse.
isn't it? Oh, I am at the wall. I'm in the wall. I need to fix that. How far back can I go still?
Looks like she has a beard. Oh. Come on, chat, vote Derpy.
Okay, I think I can get my camera back in the shot.
Derpy's a
Yes,
way
okay.
better Berry Punch. She's a drunk.
Yeah? I also need her to just stand there.
How can she when she's drunk?
I'm gonna get the derpy bottle in there, and I'm gonna make her eyes normal, and you can't see her eyes, and so it's not actually derpy. I'll change the cutie mark.
Derpy can make her eyes normal.
I'll change the cutie mark so it shows the punching of a child.
See, now you're pushing it. Normal eyes, Derpy can do that if she concentrates. But
I don't think that's how lazy eyes work.
I've seen her do it in the show. She just concentrates, and her eyes can get...
Does she blep?
She could.
When she concentrate?
That would be adorable. That could totally be a better pony. Still want to boop that horse.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not derpy.
I know it's not derby, but I mean, you gotta work with what you got.
She didn't want no boop.
She might.
No boop.
No, she gotta get a boop anyways. No. Oh no! Oh no! She gonna bite. Now she's just. That's horrifying. Okay, maybe I not boop now. That is terrifying.
You know what you also can't do?
What's that?
You can't boop it if it's gone!
No!
It's
nightmare fuel.
It's boop protection mode. She is safe.
Oh, no, she's happy. Oh, I want to boop her again. No. Where's her booper? She broke.
It's fine.
She broke. That's unfortunate.
I think it's fine.
It's an unfortunate defect. Oh, she's cute again. Oh, she's so cute.
She's like...
Oh, it's cute. No, too much sniff.
Too much sniff.
There's a big booper. Swollen from all the boops. No.
Swollen from all the boops.
That's what happens. Too much boops.
Hello. I am Barry Punch. Oh. Oh.
She's like the Jimmy Tranny.
Boops.
Boops.
Hey, yo. I'm Goofy. Yo, yo.
Goofy, no. No, our boob's getting away.
Hey, yo.
Oh, the body orb. Happy Halloween, kids. Oh no, if you just remove the pony's snoot like entirely and just give them regular mouths, they're so creepy looking. You just put like a regular mouth.
There, she's got different eyes.
She looks like she has boobs on her face now.
Oh, now she's happy.
She's horrifying.
Not gonna tank.
Bye, Elchan.
Bye bye.
Wait, is he saying bye? My eyes are crap.
No, I think it's the eyes with the eye.
I see.
Or 8 with an eye.
I thought he's saying bye with an eye. Oh, why must you torture her snoot? She had a good snoot. That's creepy. Ponies should not have mouths like this. No. This is so upsetting what you're doing right now. No, I don't want to see it. No! No! This plastic surgery gone wrong. What have you done, Barry? It's upsetting.
Berry punch. Phone home.
Yes. That's what it looks like.
If I get the black eye too.
No.
Booze. I want Reese's Pieces.
No. She's gotta extend her neck like E.T. She go, ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's horrifying. Why do you do this poor horse? Ooh. Lisa. No, why? You're just turning her into E.T. No.
What is this?
You're having way too much fun right now. Get those stubby arms. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's upsetting. This is what perfection looks like. This doesn't look like Derpy. This doesn't look like Derpy at all. Why? I see what you're starting to go for. It's upsetting. Just had that run across the screen is the oh boy, poor Berry Punch. She's like, yay, I'm gonna be in the video. No, wait, what are you doing? Oh.
She's dancing.
She's pleading for the sweet release of death, is what she's doing. Or worse. Oh.
Oh, that poor pony. Why you do these horrible things to good ponies?
What are you talking about? She's happy.
I feel like she's not though. I feel like she's brain damaged at this point.
No,
She's smiling.
She's super happy. Look, watch. She's.
Thank you, Galsman. This is upsetting. No! I'm gonna hug this pole and tell her it's gonna be okay. Then we'll find a way to fix this. And she'll go, because you've heard her.
I keep thinking it's after 4 that I stop. She's happy.
She can't possibly be happy. She's an abomination. I'm kind of happy you didn't use Derby now.
It's still good.
No, leave Derby alone. Don't do it. Why would you torture the things I love?
No, I'm not.
She's like a T-Rex who got not enough oxygen when they were born. No.
Makes it even worse.
Mm-hmm. No. At least she's out of her misery. There at the end when she gets vaporized. No, she's good pone again. She's becoming good pone.
She's a good pwn again?
No, she's becoming good pone. Give her snoot back.
She's a good pwn!
No, she can eat her snoot.
She has her snoot. It's right
You
there.
can't poop that.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Hey, you can just do the whole palm all the way over it.
Sticky.
It's sticky.
It looks sticky. It's like snot just runs out of it all day. Oh, there we go. It's killed again. That's these whoops. No! Why? You just fixed her.
She's got a little bit of a bite.
Her snoot deflated.
Okay, whatever. We put a point in that shot.
Yay.
But, oh, it's success. Did basically this whole shot, so that turned out pretty good without a rig, too. So,
Could be derpy.
yeah, maybe. Or not.
Oh.
But that is all for today. I will be back Friday. And I'll be back Friday, and I don't know about next week. Definitely not Friday next week because of Cider Fest, but maybe Tuesday. It depends on how much stuff I have left to prep for. So, and I might have to work extra hours at work to make up for some of the time I'm gone. So, all right. Have a good night. Have a kitty, and yeah.
I'm good food.
No more booze, less food.
I might.